I'm Nancy Carlson Dodd, and I have the pleasure of having written the book and most of the book and lyrics for The Wedding Gift, which is a musical comedy that the Fort Wayne Civic Theater is going to premiere in February. A friend of mine, his friend got married to an heiress. She was very wealthy. And they were telling me the value of these gifts. Like one person would send a whole set of silver, and also in those days, the 1950s, when I was in high school and college, all the gifts were sent to the bride's home. And there the parents would display them, and people would come to view the wedding gifts. Many people even hired a policeman to guard the home during the actual wedding ceremony, so because police robbers knew where all the gifts were. And so I thought, wow, how about a scam including wedding gifts? And that's where I guess where the seed first began. After I wrote it, I bet I wrote it in 1990. I just put it away. And then when my kids were all raised, I entered a straight play is one without music, into the very first Northeastern Indiana playwriting contest that the Fort Wayne Civic sponsored, and it won. It was called the Ladies in Cabin 10. So when the playwriting contest of 2013 came along, Philip Kohlglaser, executive director of the Civic, called and said, "Nancy, don't you have a play to submit?" I said, "Well, I wrote a musical." He said, "We don't take musicals." So I took the music out of it, submitted it, and it won. And that was 6 years ago. And I was encouraged by 2 or 3 people in my life. They said, "You've got to put the music back in." So that's how I started. My collaborator, Dory Irwin, lives near Chicago. She introduced me to a pianist who arranged the music. She introduced me to several specialists in Chicago who worked with me. They would read my play and they would help me develop it and say which ideas were good and say which ideas were bad. And then at one point, my collaborator, Dory, and I rented the Royal George Theater in Chicago. We hired equity actors, and they gave a reading of it. And this is one of the steps I had no idea about. And then your friends come and see it, and they give you written reviews, what you should do better. And people really liked it in Chicago. So one of the people who came was Philip Kohlglaser from the Fort Wayne Civic, and he liked it, and he submitted it to the board of directors for the Civic, and they voted to premiere it.